Hey guys, hope you're all having a great day. So in front of me I have not a whole lot actually, but I have these two pots that I just picked up, and then off to the side I have a bunch of seeds. So this will be a really exciting video because I first of all wasn't actually planning it. I wasn't planning on getting as many seeds as I did, but I'm really excited about what we're going to be growing this year. So I actually picked these up from my local Ocean State job lot. For those of you that aren't familiar, Rhode Island has like the state name of the Ocean State, and so that's where that name comes from. But you can find job lots, I think, in pretty much all of the Northeast. I don't know if they're any further than that, but if you're not familiar, it's just kind of like a discount store type of thing. They have a lot of seasonal stuff, like they have a lot of like gardening stuff there as well. And they have burpee seeds there, which happen to be 40% off right now. And I also would recommend, if you're watching this shortly after I post this and you're looking to get any seeds for the spring season, even if you're not going to be starting anything right now, I'd highly recommend to go to local Home Depot, Lowe's, garden centers, really any place that sells seeds, and see if they have them in stock right now, because you could maybe get them for 40% off like I did, or at least at some sort of discount. And they also have really good stock of everything right now. Most people will go shopping for their seeds in like March, April, May, and that's when they're going to run out of a lot of varieties, but you're going to have a really good selection of stuff now. So I'd say take a look if you get the chance, and hopefully you can find some fun stuff like I did today. So besides that, I just have these two pots, just two different sizes. They're really pretty. They're a nice like terracotta or ceramic. I'm not entirely sure which one. And this one has like a nice smooth coating on it. This one's a little bit more rough, but nonetheless, these are really nice pots. And it's always great to just stock up on some pots. But besides that, let's get into the seeds. All right, so first up is going to be the winter sowing seeds that I'm going to be growing for this season. If you've never heard of winter sowing before, I will put a thing up here if you want to take a look at the video that I posted last year of the winter sowing. I didn't actually post a video of putting it together, but in the next week or so, you'll also see a video on my channel of what I'm going to be doing this year for winter sowing. So stay tuned for that process if you'd like to see it. But winter sowing is awesome because you can start stuff in like January, February when it's really cold. In fact, it is 14 degrees outside right now, so very cold today. So it's a perfect day to be looking at seeds. And it's great because you can, put those together when you're not really doing a lot of other gardening stuff, and just let them grow throughout time. And as it warms up in the spring, these will start to grow in their own little greenhouses. So anyways, stay tuned for that video if you want to learn more about that. But let me show you the seeds that I'm going to be growing in those winter sowing containers. So first up, we have a California poppy. I also want to mention these are all burpee seeds, and I'll link their website down below if you want to take a look at these seeds individually for more information on them. But I'm just going to be saying the varieties of them, not all the specifications for them. So anyways, we have the California poppy. These are Arentiaca orange, possibly. So these are really pretty. I love California poppies. So hopefully we'll have some good success with these for this year. And I believe all of them but one are actually annuals. One of them is going to be a perennial, but all these that I'm going to be starting are annuals. So you have the California poppy. I have two seed packets of the same variety. These are sweet peas. So I've never grown sweet peas before. These are called the Sweet Dreams Mixed Colors, and they're really pretty because I love that they have like a nice lighter, like almost white color, some pinks, some purples. So this will be really pretty, especially when it's getting really hot in the summer. These are gonna have some nice cooler tones to them. So we have two of those, and then we have one other variety of sweet pea. These are called High Scent. So I love white and purple colored flowers, so this is awesome that I get both colors in the same thing, and it's just like so gorgeous to look at. So I'm really excited for these as well. And these also do really well in cooler temperatures, so these will do, these are going to be one of the better varieties to grow, or types of things to grow for winter sowing. Next is that perennial that I was talking about, and these are Lady Lavender. So there's different varieties of lavender, but when I looked this up while I was at the store, it seems like these are going to get smaller than the traditional variety. They only get about 16 inches tall, and we would love to actually make a small hedge of lavender. If you are familiar with the way our yard is set up, we have two honeysuckles going into the backyard at my dad's. So on either side of those, we're going to be putting in a lavender hedge, and it'd be nice to have the smaller type of lavender. So we'll hopefully get these to grow from seed, but if not, we can always put plants in. But I have two packets of these as well. Besides that, I have nasturtiums, which I've also never grown before. These are awesome because their leaves look a little bit like lily pads. They're more of a circular shape. And so these are really pretty. So this is the jewel mixed colors. And then the last thing is actually a vegetable, and this is Swiss chard. It's called Burpee's rhubarb chard. And this, I'm actually looking maybe not so much to eat the Swiss chard, but more to use in decoration. So I'm not sure how fast these will be able to grow, but this would be awesome to use for more spring-related containers to give some nice like green texture to it. And also they have a deep red stem, so that will add a lot of color as well. So it's gonna be an experiment, but even if they don't grow fast enough in time, we can just throw those into the garden beds. And I know that my dad likes Swiss chard, so we'll use it for that reason. So the next group of seeds that I got are going to be more flowers, but stuff that I'm actually going to direct sow right into the ground. So some of those varieties, they can handle a little bit cooler temperatures and can do well from a little bit of a greenhouse situation. But these, they do better with warmer temperatures. And these would do fine just sowing them directly into the ground once we're free of any frost. And they'll grow quickly from that point. So I did a lot of zinnias last year, so I want to continue with that this year. So we have I think it's called Burpeeana Giants mixed colors. I believe that's how it's pronounced. But these are really cool because they're a little frilly the way that the petals are, and you get a lot of different colors from those. And then the other zinnia that I have would be Envy. I did grow these last year, and I just love the chartreuse green color that they have. Reminds me a little bit of like a limelight hydrangea, but these are really pretty. I actually think I'm going to end up getting more zinnia seeds besides what I have, but I figured I'll just get these for now, and then we'll move on to some other stuff if I go out shopping again. And then besides that, I just have 3 varieties of cosmos. So the first one is the seashells mixed colors. I love the pinks and whites, very similar to one of the peas that I have. And then there's 2 other types. So one is the Summer Dreams. This one's really pretty because it actually kind of reminds me of like the Super Tunia Vista Silverberry, I believe that's what it's called, where it has like the deeper pink on the inside and then it has the lighter, almost white color on the outside. And the last one is a different like color palette, I guess. And these are Bright Lights mixed colors. So these cosmos will look really good for like the fall time once it starts to get cooler and you want to switch over to more warmer tones. So you get the nice yellows, oranges, and reds. And that's all I have for the direct sow seeds. All right, so the next group is all going to be sunflowers. Now, I remember when I was maybe 3 or 4 years old, that's actually kind of what got me into gardening, was being able to grow sunflowers. I just started a bunch of mammoth sunflowers in one little bed, and they got incredibly tall, which was awesome. I'll never forget that experience. But every year it makes me just want to grow some sunflowers. But we have this new bed that we created last year that's at my dad's house. It's about like a 6-foot wide bed. And we're going to be filling that in with a lot of plants this year, but it's pretty empty right now. And even putting in plants this year, it's still going to take a couple years for them to really fill in that area. But we wanted to create that bed to give us a little bit more privacy in our backyard. And so creating something more temporary for now will also be really helpful. So the first variety that I have is called Santa Lucia. I believe that's how it's pronounced. And you can see that it's a nice, beautiful yellow petals and a lighter inside to it where the seeds are going to be. And I believe from the looks of it that this will have multiple blooms on each plant. Next we have Sunshine. These are really pretty, and they have a little bit of a darker inside, but it also looks like they have a bit of green on the inside. So I'm really excited for those. They're just like a really happy flower, you know. Next one I actually got 2 packets of. These are the Velvet Queen. So I really like that this adds a little more of like a brownish color. So this will be really pretty just to, you know, mix it up a little bit color-wise. And these are a little bit on the smaller side for flowers. Next we have Moonwalker sunflowers. I love these because they have like almost like an electric yellow type of thing, and then really dark, like a seed head. So I really love the large contrast in those flowers, and it's going to make those really stand out. And it also looks like this variety has quite a few flowers on each stem, so I'm excited to look for that. And then last but not least, of course, we have the Mammoth sunflowers. I would like to see if I could find maybe an even taller variety. I would definitely have to order that online, but I would love to grow like really, really tall sunflowers. But the Mammoth ones are pretty much the most easily accessible varieties that you can get. And these are absolutely beautiful sunflowers. All right, and then moving away from flowers, last but not least, we have some lettuce. And we also have carrots as well. So these are going to be some vegetables that we're going to be planting in the garden. These I'm probably just going to be direct sowing right into the garden once it starts to get warm enough. And these will be more cool season crops. A lot of the vegetables that we're going to be growing this year, I'm going to be getting starts from at a local garden center because that's just a lot easier to do, especially being at school and having to like come home right at the end of May. It's going to be really hard to start a lot of stuff from seed if I'm not here. So that's just what we're going to be doing for the time being. But other stuff that we could start more in like April and when there still are some frosts, I'd love to start from seed. So that's what these are for. And we have some varieties of lettuce. So we have a Four Seasons lettuce. I like more of like a romaine, butter crunch lettuce, that type of thing. We're also going to be growing some kale too, but we'll do those from starts as well. My sister really likes kale. And then we'll also get some spinach as well. But we also have burpee bib. So it looks like it's another type of like romaine or like nice crunchy lettuce. And the next one is a black seeded Simpson, just to add a little more texture to when we have salads or, using the lettuce for other things. Next we have some escarole. So this one is called Sugarloaf. I don't know if I've actually had escarole before, but I actually used to work at a grocery store, and a lot of people like to buy escarole, so it's kind of had my interest. And then last but not least, we actually have the organic section from Burpee. They didn't have a ton to choose from for organic seeds, but when I can get organic seeds, I like to. And these are called Short and Sweet for carrots. So I haven't had a lot of success with carrots in the past, but I'm hoping that I'll have some good success with them for now. Okay, so those were all the seeds that I got for today. I'm definitely going to be planting some of these very soon, like I said, so stay tuned for the winter sowing video for those specific varieties, and then the rest of them as the time comes to plant these. For the majority of them, it'll be either April for the cooler stuff or May for the warmer stuff, because we typically see our last frost at around the beginning of May. But I'm really excited for all this stuff. So I hope you like this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.